You guys know about the potential TikTok ban, right?
Yes.
So what happened was TikTok appealed to the Biden administration.
By the way, it's not actually a ban.
It's not a ban. It was a forced sale.
You'll still be able to, even if it does get like forced sale or something, you can still access it. It's a Chinese company.
Yes, but
it's on the internet.
Correct.
You know, it's like you can go to Baidu.com.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the issue is either the Chinese government, which is part ownership of ByteDance, at least that's what people are alleging, TikTok is potentially a tool to be able to infiltrate.
You're dancing around. It's just
I'm dancing around.
You're just dancing around. It is. It's a Chinese-owned company. Every company that's owned by China must do what the Communist Party says.
I understand. I'm not dancing around. I'm reading the article.
Oh, you're reading. Oh, you're reading the article. Okay. I mean, it's good.
I think it is.
It's good. Like, here's the thing. You can play by the rules and be like, allegedly this, and it's potentially that. You know. And I'll just tell my objective truth, which is usually right. You know. For those of you who don't know, me, I'm a very judgmental person, okay? And I can talk a lot of crap. But when it comes to TikTok, I worked for Tencent when I was in China. I've worked for Chinese tech companies, and I know how they operate. And every single one of them has a party member. In fact, usually a whole floor dedicated to party members, at least a party room, and they have to answer to the Communist Party of China. There's no two ways. There are no private companies. Yeah. So if a company is a Chinese-owned company, it must report to the Communist Party, and it must do what the Communist Party says.
Like I disagree with it.
No. I appreciate your professional candor, and you go ahead and do that.
Right, but don't act like I don't have the exact
No, I know you
opinion.
do, but you know, people can have an opinion but not say it.
Right, but I do say it.
Okay, good.
TikTok is 100% compromised.
There we go. Yes, we converted him. I'm just kidding.
I'm spearheaded this entire thing on our platforms. I have done 4 or 5 videos. You just turned
Italian all of a sudden?
Yes. I have done 4 or 5 videos about this years ago, talking about how it's compromised.
I know.
I want this to happen.
Good. I wanted to bring that out. Now we can continue.
It's been brought out. I'm the guy that brought it out. I did it. I made the videos. Anyway.
Yep.
Jokes aside.
Yeah.
Here's the issue.
Yeah.
The vote that went in passed, right? They said TikTok, you either sell to an American company, or you're taken off shelves here in America, right? So that you can't compromise or influence Americans. Went through, they appealed, they're like, nah, right? Awesome, right? Good stuff. Now it's right at the end, but the Supreme Court is going to hear TikTok's challenge now. So this is really the final hurrah. We'll see where this goes. I think, personally, if you're an American that's worried about national security and China's influence, I think a forced sale to an American company is absolutely necessary. In my worst case scenario, which I think could be used or is probably currently being used, okay, is TikTok doesn't get sold, it doesn't get banned in America, and China can then use it to talk to half of the entire country in America that uses TikTok. Yeah. And tell them what they have decided the appropriate message, how to vote, how to participate in society, what to think of China's leadership, all of these horrible, horrible things. And I can tell you that when I was on TikTok and I posted content that was not violent, it did not break community guidelines or anything, I was banned. All my videos were basically taken down, and I was banned very quickly. And then the TikTok dude went into court and said, no, we don't do that kind of stuff. We don't ban people for that. You can post whatever you want. I said, absolutely not. That was my experiment. I didn't want to be on there. Yeah. But I posted my content, and I was removed for talking about China. So if you don't think it's involved, then you're delusional, right? Number 2, when I went through their threat reports, right, I did a deep dive. I went inside the TikTok's threat reports, right? And they're like, look, it's basically these like internal documents that they put out for people to see, right? Be like, look at our due diligence. Look at how we take data security safety. We take the lead, right? They go, look, we found influence campaigns from Poland, from Israel, these are government influence campaigns that use TikTok for their own purposes. We found it from Ukraine, from all these countries. They name all these countries. And they don't list China as one of the countries that their analysts found for foreign influence campaigns. Come on. I'm sorry.
How many clips of Chongqing Hongyadong at night are there on TikTok?
And how much Chinese propaganda did I find from state accounts on TikTok on my videos?
It's crazy,
Are you ignoring me? I think you are.
You know what I also find very interesting is, you know how they've got this long process and they can challenge and appeal and stuff. Do you know how China banned Google and Facebook and Instagram and everything else? You know how they did that? They just did it. And then, you know, Google or Facebook or something will be like, hey, why isn't it working? They're like, oh, by the way, we just banned you. You know, there was no process.
Yes.
There was no discussion. There was no chance for a challenge.
Yes.
It was just like, you're gone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Personally, I think if you're a patriotic American that cares about national security in America because of China, I think you should support a forced sale of this app. It is a very big threat to our country's safety. I think so.
Personally, what I think as a citizen of the world, what the hell do people call themselves if they don't really have a nationality?
You do.
Yeah, I do. Well, what? I'm going to say South African?
Yeah.
Well, okay. As a non-proud South African, somebody who really doesn't respect his own country because it sucks, I'm going to say that TikTok is a problem for everyone. Yeah. And it's definitely a problem for people in South Africa too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just talking
massive amounts of propaganda is pushed to South African
then
kids.
tell your country to do something about it because America's doing something about it.
Exactly.
Right.
Do something about it. Oh, never mind. Sorry, you guys don't even have power, so you can't even be watching it right now.
Remember we told you guys about the secret police stations?
By the way, talking about United Front, this is part of
this is United Front. So China was running secret police stations in the U.S.
All over the world, actually.
All over the world, but specifically in the U.S. that we talked about.
Yeah.
The FBI found one in Manhattan, and they took it down, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't hear about it too much after that because I guess they're probably investigating because this guy finally that was running the show, he basically, his job was to set up this police station to help Chinese people with overseas problems. And what they do is they go find dissidents. They go find people like us, people that speak out against the Chinese government. Yeah. They go find Falun Gong practitioners, people that are against the Chinese government. Yeah. They go find them, get information on them, hunt them down, try to get them back into China. So
intimidate them on foreign soil. Say, look, here we are. We are a police station here. We're going to take you in. We're going to, deal with your family. They take them in, get them on like a video chat with their family back in China and say, if you don't stop what you're doing, if you don't come back to China right now or whatever, your family
if you
gets
don't delete your tweets.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is real. This is called transnational repression. This is one of the worst possible crimes a foreign country can do on American soil or anywhere. Yeah. And they're doing this actively in America right now, but they've been getting caught. So this guy... it actually admitted to creating. He's pleading guilty.
Yeah, he admitted to it. So it's no longer deniable.
It's so funny because the China's foreign ministry, you know what they said? What? They said, we don't do that. We abide by America's laws. We don't do this kind of stuff. So why would you plead guilty to it?
Yeah, exactly.
And they caught him with all the evidence. China, when faced with hard evidence that they're spying or hacking, they're doing all this horrible stuff, right? Gets served on a silver platter. The people then go to court and say, I'm guilty, I did this, this, and this. And China goes, no, we didn't do any of that stuff.
That's kind of like with COVID. You're like, oh, look, it came from Wuhan. They're like, nah, Fort Detrick in America.
Yeah.
No, it came from Italy.
No, we didn't do that.
No, it came from random other countries.
Yes. They blamed everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere else. But it's like, dude, come on. It's right. Just admit it. Let's work together here. Don't be such a douche.
So support support this crackdown because they're making some headway.
Yeah.
And they're catching the bad guys, which is good.
They are. It's fantastic. The Royal Rumble is coming.
The annual The China Show's Royal Rumble is this year's main event.
Characters from The China Show come out one by one and they bring their beef.
The first year, Jaunty had a great performance.
Great.
But he wasn't so lucky the following year.
Tractor bulldozed Ballsack for a stunning victory in year 2.
Winston, Jaunty's been looking for his second victory. But he's really, really, for lack of better words, pissed at the Haze Runner because he, in fact, is the fastest man in the world.
I'm the fastest man in the world. Nobody can stop me.
Not that wheezing maniac.
Also, don't forget, the new kid on the block, or should I say new brick in the wall, Mason, who's really angry with his neighbor Salte Waters, who plays his music too loud.
What a wonderful song. How come I've never heard it before?
It's been a little too much for Rick.
Wow, that's a little too much for me.
Who's been replaced by Raging Roger. This is the feud of the year.
Join us at the Xiaoban Ho live tier to watch this year's main event, this year's Royal Rumble, as it happens with live commentary from C-Milk and Winston. You will be there and you will enjoy it. You will follow us Okay?
You'll follow me, okay?
Or you can support us at any other tier level to see it after it airs live.
Don't forget, you can gift patron memberships and bring the joy of the Royal Rumble to your family this season.
We'll see you in the ring on December 23rd at 5 p.m. EST. Be there or the frog gets peed on.